We recording? Good morning, everybody. Welcome. I'm going to call this special called meeting of the Bee County Commissioners Court to order. Today is Monday, February 24th, 2025. The time is 9:05 a.m. We are physically located at the Bee County Courthouse, Commissioners Courtroom, number 110, 105 West Corpus Christi Street, Beeville, Texas, 78102. That was the call to order. Would everybody please join Commissioners Witt and under your prayer.
Mighty God in heaven, we want to thank you for this day. Thank you for life. Please continue to hold your hand over this country, over this world. Keep it safe. Help us to make the best decisions for the county and for the people going through. We ask all these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now the Texas Pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
No. I think the mental block flipped from me to precinct 3. Thank you. Yeah, I was listening to real quiet. Either that or he's trying to trip me up. Either way, it's okay. All right, we're at agenda item number 4, recognition of visitors. This isn't public comment. This is a moment in time where if you are a visitor here, thank you. We welcome you. Please keep coming back. And if you'd like to identify who you are, your name and the entity, if you're representing an entity here today, the name of the entity, and nothing else, you may do so at this time. Okay, moving on. Thank you for being here, and move on to agenda item number 5, Commissioners Court opening remarks. Commissioner Olivares, you have the floor, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to start with a little recognition. I'd like to recognize all of the county and the city employees for managing all of the repairs and also the water distribution last week. It was an excellent, for me to actually see it in action, seeing how the facility was going to handle all of the work that was being done, all the people that was there at the EOC, the interface, distribution of the water, and the way everything was managed. So kudos to everyone that was involved throughout that whole process. Very long days for everyone that did the work, so appreciate all the help and for that. For some general information, the EOC continues to progress well. We've completed the parking lot and the fencing. I have one more little piece on the fence to finish up, but other than that, we're looking good. The EOC was truly tested this past week. The facility is proven to be a first-class operations as far as when it comes to the Emergency Operations Center. So this was a good mini test for us to see if we need to add anything to the facilities or any upgrades. But so far, from what I understand, talking to Ryan, everything went pretty well. So very, very good with that. Also waiting response from our road and bridge to validate if they're going to be able to complete the breezeway. We're going to put in some coal mix in lieu of asphalt or in lieu of concrete. And I think that process will work a little bit better is what we're looking at. Also like to recognize Jennifer here. She made a great catch on some splash blocks that were part of the drawing, part of the design. Got missed, but that one little piece of information is going to help mitigate the drainage issue that we have in between the building and the sidewalk. So that's a big catch there, and they're going to manufacture them a little bit longer, so it was a good catch. So good catch, Jen. We all missed it. So she did good. Right now we are working on completing a few of the last minute punch list items. I won't go through them all. We don't have that many left, but we're working to get those all complete. Also, this week had an opportunity here to sit down and meet with Sheriff Aguirre. We had an issue with the fire alarm system, but we got that corrected and fixed. The interesting piece about that was it was like a hide and seek. We couldn't find where the alarm was coming from because the drawings didn't indicate it, and so but it was found. We had to go back, I think, to the original manufacturer to figure out where it was. So with that being said, one of the things that I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be looking for the original specifications and drawings, just to kind of get an overall review. So I started my hunt last week and I have not found them yet, but I think I have a source on where we can locate that information. I'm sure it's hidden somewhere. I would guess. We'll find it. In Skidmore, the JP office upgrades on the windows and doors have been completed. We're now making some minor repairs to the handrail and prepping the building for painting. So the building's starting to look good. It's going to be like a new building here when we get done. Also had to address some illegal dumping here on 797, which is directly across the street or highway from the baseball field. Thanks to our community affairs director and our constable, we developed a plan on how we're going to get this problem resolved. And apparently it's been witnessed and it's a reoccurring problem, so we're going to take some additional action here to prevent it from happening. So not a major issue, but interesting how that process works. The Skidmore Fire Department has begun construction of the new tower, so hopefully that'll be going up and stay on schedule. In Tynan, assisted a local resident who was having an issue with the appraisal district, and basically what it was is his taxes bill came in this year and they were a little bit higher than last year. And so after doing some research, the appraisal district did what they were supposed to do. What the person forgot to tell me was that he doubled the size of his house, thus increasing his appraisal. So everything was good. So that was a big drive. He was pretty upset, that his taxes jumped up so high. But after we had a discussion, it was okay. Also want to recognize the Sheriff's Office for issuing many citations down in Tynan, which is a problematic area where everyone continues to speed. We're catching them, and hopefully that'll help slow down the traffic a little bit. Because when they fly through there, it's like there's no tomorrow. They're on fast track. They're trying to hurry up and get to Skidmore and get there first, I guess. So interesting there. So thank you, Sheriff, for doing that and keeping everybody safe. In Beeville had a call on some potholes on Southgate Drive and also needing repairs on the road. So I've been in contact with Road and Bridge, and hopefully we can get those done pretty soon. With that, I'm going to yield the rest of my time to the commission.
All right. It's a busy 2 weeks here. First of all, I got with our district attorney. She wants to put up some walls. I kind of mentioned that. Now I did get some contractors there. We got the bids going. We should have something by the next commissioner's court meeting. The AC unit that had burned out at the tax office is now completed, installed, and finished. And she's got 3 new units that we'll put in this year within 6 months.
No more.
No more. That's it. You're done.
Done.
You're done. No more repairs for your building. Working on this. We got to paint. You know what? We have one item. We have to paint the downspout that didn't get painted.
You can give her a brush to go.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
I will do it in a heartbeat.
Working on the community affairs now that the AgriLife people are trying to move into the back now that Mr. Jimison has moved out. So there's a lot of rearranging to do and shuffling around some office space there. So I'm working on that. I met with a constituent over here in one of the Colonia areas about his OSSF, his on-site sewer, and to see if there was any grants or mid-mod, and Jennifer's kind of opened the door for that one there. So there is some that's available that we can attack. Continuing to watch the boiler here at the courthouse with John. John doing a great job. Thank you. I appreciate it. He's here constantly trying to get it, but we've been patching and band-aiding it all the way through to keep it going for everybody, to make it comfortable here. On the other hand, we received 5 proposals for the courthouse restoration grant, and on that team, we're going to have Johnny Seguida, Ryan Garza, Sharon Lemons, myself on the scoring team. So we're going to start working on that. And hey, I'm going to echo some of the stuff on the EOC. I was out there checking on those guys every day. I mean, it was pretty awesome to watch. Man, we ought to be really proud of the building that was built out there. It's incredible. I mean, the facility is great. Watching the city work, school, all the people work coming together in that room and trying to put this together on this water crisis and freeze. So hey, it was a good test for the building right off the bat, and they did a great job. Kudos to all. Ryan, good job on keeping everything rolling, sir. Another thing out there on the EOC, I want to thank Road and Bridge after they got sent home. Ray sent 5 of his guys out to go distribute water, so we appreciate that very much. Those guys got out there in the cold and the wet, and they were putting water in vehicles. And then John also sent 3 of his employees up there to help out with that. So thank you very much, John, for pulling your maintenance guys out to go there. The city, I don't know how many you got. I couldn't count them. They were all over the place. Forklifts, trucks, they were everywhere putting water in. So they did an awesome job there. Let me see. Redoing the community affairs on the electricity. All the parts haven't come in yet. So as soon as they come in, they'll be working on the upgrading the electrical over there at the community affairs building. And then all the buildings did really well with the heat. I was constantly checking on all the buildings that we had going here. So that was good. The SO, I just made phone calls. I didn't get into your deal, but I was making sure they were surviving with a water deal. Looks like y'all did pretty good. Y'all passed the first test here pretty quick. So kudos to you guys there. So with that, Judge, I'm going to pass to Commissioner DeWitt.
Thank you, sir. I've got some information and a story. First, I want to thank John and his crew. They did quite a bit of plaster repair in my office. It was flaking off pretty bad. It looks so much better now. It looks like a different office. So thank you, John. Y'all did a great job. And I'll lead into the story after I talked about Jesse Arredondo. As you know, he was our road and bridge administrator for about 1.5 years, passed away on the job the day before. And the court approved a change in the name of the mineral collection station to honor him. That dedication is set for March 20th. So, Judge, if we're going to have more than a couple of court members there, I don't know whether we need to think about an agenda or what, but we're not sure whether it's going to be morning or afternoon. Road and Bridge is coordinating that with the family right now.
All right, we got some time.
I've already coordinated with the family and everything's good, so March 20th, and be in Mineral. We were going to have it under the bus stop. I'm leading into the story now. We were going to have it under the bus stop, but the bus stop is at about a 30-degree angle now. And what happened, I get a call from Orsted, that's the people that have the wind turbines and the solar panels just north of Mineral. And they provided the money to build the bus stop. They gave us a check for $30,000. We had it built, we did some extra work. And the guy says, somebody ran into the bus stop. I said, I don't understand. I said, it's about 50 yards off the road. It's out in the open. I said, must have happened during the night. He said, yeah, it probably happened during the night, and we figured it was an oil field truck. So we're trying to figure out what's going on. The sheriff sent his one of his deputies down there, I think a sergeant down there, to check everything out. He interviewed the people in the area. Nobody heard or saw anything. Of course, it was drizzling and cold and rainy, and everybody was inside watching TV. I went by and talked to the deputy. He sat there for a while hoping somebody would come to him and talk to him. No luck. So I went on out to the ranch, fed the cows, and came back. Well, it was that afternoon, and the folks were beginning to show up to pick up their kids from school. So I started interviewing the mothers. And one of them said, I came by this morning, I didn't notice it, I don't know. Another one said, well, I was here at 7:30, and I know it was in good shape. So that narrowed the time down. We thought it happened during the night with the oil field, narrowed the time down. So we had the time. Didn't have the culprit yet, but we had the time. So I get home, and about 30 minutes later, I get a call from a rancher in Mineral. He said, hey, that bus stop's in pretty bad shape. I said, yeah. He said, did the wind do that? I said, no. I said, it was built to hurricane specs. If you haven't seen it, the girders are like this big. They're half-inch steel. It's stout. And he said, there's a company working in the area that you might want to talk to. They may have seen something. I said, do you have a phone number? So he gave me a phone number. I called the company, talked to the nicest guy. He was the guy in charge of the whole crew. He said, you know what? We've got cameras in every one of our pickups. He said, I bet maybe they saw something. He said, I'll call them and talk to them. So about 20 minutes later, he called me back. He said, you know what? I got good news for you and bad news for me. I said, what are you talking about? He said, we did it. I said, what do you mean you did it? He said, I don't know how in the world we did it. He said, our trucks are regular pickups. He said, we've got booms, but that was pulling it up. He said, but we had a gooseneck trailer with a skid loader on it, and he tried to pull under the camera. He said, what are we gonna need to do to make this right? I said, well, you need to get hold of the insurance company. He said, well, I've already fired the operator. He said, he's gone. He said, we'll get a hold of him. He said, I'm sending this on up the line to my managers. And one of them called me this morning on the way here. And it's all in the works, what I'm planning on doing when it all comes in. Jennifer's been on the ball. She's got the company that put the bus stop in originally already lined up to go look at it. The offending party feels like it needs to be replaced, so we're already good there. They've got to have their insurance company come down and look at it. It's all in the works. It's not going to cost the county anything. It's amazing how sometimes one little thing, and law enforcement knows this better than I do, one little thing will solve the whole thing. So all is good. We've got it roped off. Road and Bridge went in, roped it off, put up some cones, and we'll get it replaced as soon as possible. And our resident engineer went out and looked at it, and bolts were sheared off, the nuts were taken off the bolts. The bases of those girders are probably, 10 inches square, and it bent them. It literally bent them. So it's probably gonna have to be replaced. So at least we know who did it, and we don't have to go to the auditor and say, well, can you have any money to do this? And the fellow that I was talking to, such a nice guy, he was so sympathetic because it was for the kids. It's a bus stop for the kids. So they're jumping through themselves to try to get this done as soon as possible. So, this is a good thing. It's bad that he got hurt. It's good we know who it was. It's going to be fixed. On that note, sir, I'll pass to you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'd like to echo the other commissioners on the water issue, and so I don't leave anyone out. I want to thank the entire city, the county, and the state agencies that were involved. It was really cold, nasty. I too was out there myself Thursday helping the city and Road and Bridge guys hand out water. But thank you to everyone and all your diligent work to get it all back online. And I can assure you the residents appreciate it as well. Also, Road and Bridge, thank those guys for doing their work out on La Prada Road. And I know they're going to be out on Henry Lane today doing some tree trimming that's needed. At the expo with the air conditioning system, I spoke with Kenny at Beck Brothers. Kenny called me and said initially the big double doors that we have on order to put on the breezeway side was going to be a 2-week out, and now they're looking at 6 to 8 weeks out. So they've gone in and boarded up the hole on the outside of the expo. Waylon got that one unit in, and it's secured where it's supposed to be. So Beck Brothers is going to go out and they're going to put that wall back up with the double doors on the inside, so it's back to the way it was originally. That's where we're at with that right now. They're going to wait to do the other side until the side on the dance floor is completely done and working. We don't want to take that one down and then not have AC at all. So it's all in the works and it's moving along. Also, working with our VSO officer, we're trying to get a veteran some help that he desperately needs. And as a reminder, Wednesday is B County Day at the Capitol. Everyone is welcome to attend. And if you're going to go, you need to try to be there at least by 9 o'clock. It's going to take a while to get through security and whatnot. And then they're going to have a group picture on the west stairwell of everyone. I think right now we're looking at around 120, 130 people going. So, when they said that it's always been the lowest in attendance, well, we're going to change that this year. So anyway, they're 9:30 sharp on the west stairwell of the Capitol, first floor, if you're going to go and want to be in a group picture for B County. With that, I'll pass back to Judge.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your comments. Great stuff. moving on to public comment, agenda item number 6. I know we've got City Manager John Benson present this morning. You want to go ahead and come on down? Thank you for being here this morning. We look forward to you.
Can I roll this out?
Sure, yeah.
So I'm going to attempt to do something. I'm going to apologize right up front because I'm going to thank a lot of people I know in the department, so I'm going to leave somebody out. So,
You have 90 seconds left.
No, basically, pretty much that back row back there, we hung out together last week from Tuesday on. As you guys said multiple times, the new EOC building is great. We put it through its paces. Brian and I had talked briefly last week, and we can't imagine doing what we had to do last week, being at the EOC or the Emergency Management Office where it used to be. We would have really disrupted the DA's office operations if we weren't out there, if we were still where they used to be. So thankful to have that new facility. It works great. I've worked in a lot of cities and located in a lot of counties. I've never worked in a city or a county where we worked so well together. And that's a kudos to Ryan and Rob and Mike Willow and Tito for how well, just the support to deal with issues like I said, that we dealt with last year. We're still dealing with those issues. We're not through the woods yet, but we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully, barring any trees falling. So with that, what I'd like to, in addition to thanking the Emergency Management Office, somebody mentioned the forklift. That actually wasn't the cities. I don't think that was the counties. I think that was Victory Building Team even donated the use of their forklift, or I don't know if they donated or we just commandeered it. So, but the other B County Tax Office was shut down because of the water, and instead of going home and just hanging out at home, Michelle and Cindy, Angela Vega, and Kayla Ford, hopefully they did forget anybody else from the department. They came out there to help us, so that was great, very much appreciated. The B County IT Department, County Road and Bridge Department, all of you county commissioners helped, and thank you for the food, and Commissioner Farias and Commissioner Olivares, I know you and Councilman Puente, and I'm sure others delivered water to people that could not, elderly and others that were not able to get out to the water distribution. So much appreciated on that as well. We had a huge outpouring of support beyond our county lines too, from Representative Lozano's office, Senator Hinojosa, TDCJ, and coordinating with them. TDCJ brought in water trucks that hooked up to the prison, so we were able to take them offline. Because we still have water, we still have water coming in from Chase Field. If the prison was not able to, if we were not able to take them offline, very little of that water would have gotten back into town because they take so much water. So they were able to bring in water trucks to keep their operations going. There was some social media later in the week that came up of them not being able to flush toilets, but we put them back online for about 4 hours on it was Thursday or Friday, so we went out. They worked with us, and so that we could work with them and help the city. So very much appreciated. Coastal Bend Food Bank and Tatum through the Star Request provided the water that we were able to distribute. Big thank you to them. That helped to whatever degree with our customers to be able to at least have some potable water to use at home to drink or for other purposes. So, the State Health Services Department also was big help. We look at the state and the regulatory, and they're not always fun to deal with because you have to TCQ included, but they truly are a help. They help us guide us through it to minimize the impact on businesses and homes. So much appreciated. Corpus Christi Water Department and their city manager, Peter Zanoni, actually personally reached out, and we're going to take advantage of that with our water, and I'll get to this in a minute, kind of where we're at. That's where we send our lab tests, where we test our water. They told us 24/7, just let them know that we'll have the labs open, so we can expedite the lab results and get our water system hopefully back to in graces and operating normal. So we're about to take advantage of that offer here in the next 24 hours. So also on the city side, you mentioned the city council, like yourselves, are out there, the utility maintenance department, obviously there's the frontline workers, Inframark, which we contract for our water treatment plant operations, Garver Engineering, which ironically we had just selected on some water improvements to our water treatment plant. The water main break was a totally separate deal, but we literally had just selected them and got them online with us and given that better timing because they were very, very helpful on guiding us through what needed to be done, getting our contract in place. Gabby Hernandez in the whole city secretary's office, our development services department, because we had to notify every restaurant and nursing home in town with the state health department, our IT department, and our finance department. So even other cities, City of Alice, City of Northwest, half, they all reached out to offer their assistance. So it truly was, fortunately we didn't have to ask them for that help, but it was good to know it was there if we needed it. So I wanted to come here and thank everybody. Truly was and continues to be a team effort. Much appreciated. So where we're at, which is kind of everybody wants to know what's going on. We're still under the boil order. Our water system is back up and pressurized for those that probably know that if you're on the city's water system. Right now, yesterday and today, we're trying to get the chlorine residuals to acceptable levels. Once we get that, then we can take our tests and send them to the lab. We're anticipating that being tomorrow. Our crews will be flushing today. They were flushing yesterday, and particularly probably more so today, to get that. TCQ is in town already. I had a phone call from Mitchell Smith at 7:30 this morning. TCQ was already in town and was going around, so which is a good thing that they're helping. So hopefully we're hoping here in the next 24 to 48 hours to be able to lift the boil order again, barring any setbacks. We were last week where every time we did something, we'd have something another. We felt sick, but we went through three rounds of that. Starting this weekend, particularly yesterday, we started having to get these. I think we're moving a lot quicker than we anticipated, so hopefully this will bring better news. Our problem comes back. But anyway, thank you for everything you guys are doing to help the city with this issue. Much appreciated.
Great job, John.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you can't really ask any questions, but I know I echo the sentiments of all the commissioners and county leadership when I say good job in very difficult circumstances for you and your leadership team, but also, of course, to all the boots on the ground. So good job, John.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Well, one thing I'd like the forgotten people, the guys who were down in that ditch with that cold water, that drizzly rain, and that 30-degree temperature, thank them for us, because they were out there doing that. I'm sure their hands were freezing. They stayed and they got the job done.
Yeah, and I apologize. That's somebody I left out was the contractor. This leaked. We had a leak on this water line about 3 weeks ago. It wasn't anything threatening to the water system. We knew we needed to get it fixed, and the details of what happened was our utility crews went out to fix that. They uncovered it. It was at a joint. It's a 24-inch main first. It was under concrete. There was a joint that was at about a 22-degree angle. Under concrete, and it looked like it was at a 45-degree angle. They took the concrete out and found out it's not at a 45, and so the fitting they had was the wrong fitting. They needed a 22-degree fitting. Our engineer, Bartek, was our contractor. Our own crews recognized on the size of line and what was all involved. We were not equipped. We didn't have the equipment or the manpower to deal with that issue and the other stuff we need to do throughout the system. And so we had to find a contractor. That's where our engineer helped us get quotes, go through the purchasing policy and all that to get the quotes, find a contractor. The that cost is originally going to be about $250,000, and that contractor, through the help of our engineer, the cost is $87,000. So that's what just the financial savings our engineer provided us. But when they took the concrete off, realized the fitting was the wrong angle, our contractor found one. This occurred at about 6 o'clock on Tuesday night. Our engineer, the specific engineer was in Corpus Christi, he found one in Baton Rouge and then found one about 10 o'clock in Houston that night. Left Corpus Christi, drove to Houston, picked it up for us, got back to the construction site, or the repair site at 5 a.m. So Wednesday morning they could start that repair. Worked through the night, the contractor worked through the Tuesday night. Wednesday morning they got that line fixed. Started pushing water through it, and then the line between what was fixed and the next pipe next to it, the water pressure broke that pipe. And so then that was snake pit number 2. The first one was the fitting. That took us all Wednesday to get. We had to get another fitting, which fortunately we got lucky and we found it in Corpus Christi, and so we were able to do that very quickly, get that repair underway on Wednesday. The contractor and his crew worked all Wednesday night, and all day Thursday as well. So they literally worked about 72 hours straight. Not the same crew, they switched out crews, but yeah, they were very much, as you said, in the mud and the water. So it was a long effort. So
Thank you, John.
thank you.
Are there any other members of the public who wish to address Commissioners Court? Now is your opportunity. Hearing none, we'll move on. Agenda item number 7. The following items are of an administrative nature. Commissioners Court has been furnished documentation on each item, and all such items may be acted upon by one vote without being discussed separately unless requested by a commissioner or county judge. I have a motion to approve. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Moving on, discuss and consider action on the following items. Agenda item number 8, approve Skidmore-Tynan Independent School District resolution requesting distribution of funds from the Permanent School Fund.
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second the comment.
I have a motion and a second. Commissioner DeWitt, you have the floor.
Notice this for heating and air conditioners upgrade, but I didn't see a dollar amount. Madam Auditor, how much is it?
Skidmore Tynan will be getting $3,583.24.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 9, approve Pettus Independent School District resolution requesting distribution of funds from the Permanent School Fund.
Move to approve with comment.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Commissioner DeWitt, you have the
This is
floor.
for student incentives, and it's $1,747.59.
Yes, sir.
There's no further discussion. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 10, approve Pawnee Independent School District resolution requesting distribution of funds from the Permanent School Fund.
Move to approve with comment.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Commissioner DeWitt, you have the floor.
It is for library books and supplies. It is $1,471.31.
Yes, sir.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Agenda motion passes without exception. Yeah, it's kind of down to a trickle. Agenda item number 11, approve Beeville ISD resolution requesting distribution of funds from the Permanent School Fund.
Second with comment.
I have a motion and a second. Commissioner DeWitt, you have the floor.
I understand it's electric heating in the library. It is $29,708.
No, that's the quote they submitted, but their distribution amount is $13,185.89.
Okay, $13,185.85.
89 cents.
89 cents. Okay, I'll stand corrected. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All opposed? Motion passes without exception. I felt that in my eardrum. Okay, agenda item number 12, approve county burn ban order prohibiting outdoor burning. So this was erroneously, it was my fault, left off our last court agenda. So it's been about 4 weeks that we have not had a burn ban in place in effect in B County. Mr. Garza, what say you?
So I reached out to all the fire chiefs, and the majority said that we are still looking good to leave it on. So
All right, any commissioner have any questions, comments, any opposing thoughts? I'd entertain a motion if not at this time. Or do we even need a motion? We don't have an active burn ban, so we don't have anything to rescind.
The only fire that I know of that happened recently was one in Normanna. It burned to the Medio Creek on the east side of the road from, you can see the V where it started across that coastal field. But I don't think it was really damaged.
All right, so there'll be no action on agenda item number 12. Agenda item number 13, approved memorandum of understanding with the Texas Department of Emergency Management for use of the B County Emergency Management Coordinator's Office.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? You know we're just not ever going to let you go, Mike.
That's great.
We feel the same way. We're glad that you're here, and we appreciate everything you do quietly behind the scenes for the county, not only B County, but the surrounding region. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 14, approved for submission, Avangrid Renewables Annual Certification of Compliance with Tax Abatement Agreement, Karankawa Wind, LLC.
I'll make a motion to approve the comment.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Commissioner Olivares, you have the floor.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be a redundancy from last year, but I've not seen, I don't think it was attached on the agenda. If it was,
There was not. I didn't see you.
I think that's one of the ones that.
but I think
left off.
this is similar to what we did last year, Judge, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I'll make a motion.
For your information, we questioned it real heavy several years ago, big time. And the workers all live in a different county, but that's part of the agreement. They had to hire so many, we didn't specify they lived in a different county.
I remember reading that. Thank you.
Thank you. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 15, approved Dynamart Security Center's camera system proposal for Justice of the Peace Precinct 2.
Move to approve with comment and question.
I have a motion, and everybody else seconded. Who'd you hear first, Cindy? Commissioner Lenny.
Two different things. One of them is for a higher grade camera. What are your recommendations? The price difference is not that much. To go
The difference is a 4 megapixel camera to a 4K camera.
Right.
That's the only
And
difference.
we're looking at roughly $3,000 difference.
No, $300 difference.
$300. In my opinion, that's the way we need to go. So what is that bid amount for that one?
3137.25.
That is my motion.
Okay, I have a motion to approve this proposal in the amount of $3,137.25. No, it was seconded by Commissioner Lenny.
It's already seconded.
Commissioner Farias, you have the floor, sir.
Where's the money coming from?
Where did you recommend? Well, nice.
Do you have any available budget?
I mean, we can move from, that 409, it's pretty,
Yeah,
it's almost
I
dry,
think, but we need to do this.
okay,
Yeah, let's start at 409.
okay.
Not too long.
And my motion includes approving the money for 409.
It's easy to spend money. It's harder to find it.
I know,
All right, so everybody tighten your belt loops a little bit.
please.
Okay, any further discussion?
Yeah, I amended it. Because
I have an amended motion. Do I have an amended second? Amended motion and an amended second. Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And thank you, Andy, for putting that together. Thank you for bringing us to us, Judge. Agenda item number 16, approved B County Sheriff's Office 2024 Racial Profiling Report.
Move to approve.
I've got a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion, any presentation or
It was
anything?
very detailed. It was very good.
Excellent.
Very detailed.
There's no further discussion. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 17, approve the 156 Judicial District Attorneys 2024 Racial Profiling Report.
Move to approve.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. Agenda item number 18, approve tax assessor collectors. Tax assessor collectors request to use the county credit card for Texas Association of Assessing Officers Conference on August 24th to 27th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Excellent. You moved very quickly. Thank you, gentlemen. Agenda item number 19, Hurricane Harvey, Texas General Land Office, GLO, Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, status and project update. Gentlemen?
Judge, there was an email that was sent, Jennifer copied this on it. The final phase is back out of B County, it's in their lap, so it's waiting for approval.
All right, fingers crossed. Any action we need to take this morning?
Not this morning, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen. Moving on, agenda item number 20, American Rescue Plan, ARP, status and projects. Do we need to keep this on the agenda, or are we basically
Are we about zeroed out?
Everything's been allocated, so everything is just kind of going through the motions of the project, so I would foresee that.
Okay, so we'll move on, and do we need to keep this on the agenda?
No, I would say no.
Go ahead and pull it off. If we need it, we can always put it back on, no problem.
I agree.
So, let's make a note, try to remember to keep that off. Okay, there's no action on agenda item number 20. We have no executive session items. Moving on to agenda item number 21. Thank you, Commissioner Lenny and Commissioner DeWitt, for the use of your fluids. Agenda item 21, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Like you, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? No? All right, last chance. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you all for your presence here this morning.
We did good.
Yeah, we got everybody out on time.